Section 61 says form of summons. What is summons? If a question is put, what is summons? Not summon, summons. What is summons? That is, every summons must be in writing, in duplicate, and signed by the presiding officer of the court or by such other officer as the High Court makes a rule to that effect. So that's a form of summons. Section 60 prescribes the provides the forms of every summons issued by a court under the code. That is, every summons issued under the Criminal Procedure Code shall be in writing, in duplicate, signed by the presiding officer of such court or by such other officer as the High Court may from time to time by rule direct. If the High Court directs, any other officer of the court will sign the summons, then he may sign. And shall bear the seal of the court. So if any of the requirement is missing, then that is not a proper summons. Every summons must be in writing, signed by the in duplicate, signed by the presiding officer of the court or some other officer as the High Court prescribes, and must bear the seal of the court. Then summons how served? Everybody knows summons is to serve personally to the person. The person who has been summoned is to receive the summons. Everybody knows. But section 62 says how summons will be served. What it says? Every summons, the word every summons shall be served by a police officer. Here in the state of Odisha, summons are not served by police officer. But in so far as other states are concerned, because Criminal Procedure Code provides every summons shall be served by police officer or by such officer or subject to such rules as the state government make in this way by an officer of the court issuing it or other public servant. What it says? So every summons, usually summons are to be served by the police officer. But if there is any other rule other than that, that is any other officer of the court will serve the summons, then in such case, such officer will serve the summons. What it says? Every summons shall be served by a police officer. Probably only in the state of Odisha we find there is a rule that the summons are to be served through court by process servers. But here in other states, police officers usually serve summons because section 62 provides every summons shall be served by police officer. If there is any rule deviating this section that any other officer of the court will serve summons, then in such case, such summons will be served by officer of the court. In the state of Odisha, there is a rule that the state government has made a rule that summons are to be served by process servers attached to the court. Then this summons shall, if practicable, be served personally on the person summoned. If practicable, why this word is there? Because if every summons must be served, if practicable, personally to the person. How? By delivering a copy of the summons to him and also taking his signature of the person who receives the summons on the reverse of the other copy. What it says? The summons shall, if practicable, be served personally on the person summoned by delivering or tendering to him one of the duplicate of the summons. Tendering, simply offering, you receive it. If he refuses, then that means in certain case that is a person refuses. That summons must be served by, if practicable, by delivering duplicate copy or tendering a duplicate copy of the summons to the person. Then every person on whom a summons is so served shall, if so required by the serving officer, sign a receipt thereof on the back of the other duplicate. That when on receiving the summons, the person who receives the summons, if he requires by the process server or the officer who is effecting service of summons, he will sign on the back of the other duplicate. Then, now section 63 says, when how summons will be served on the corporate bodies. Corporate body means company or corporation. In such case, such summons will be served. How? Effected by serving it on the secretary, either on the secretary of that corporation, local manager, or other principal officer of the corporation. Secretary of the corporation, secretary, secretary, company secretary of the company, secretary, or local manager, or other principal officer of the corporation, or by sending a letter, by registered post addressed to the chief officer of the corporation in India. If any officer with the chief officer of the corporation in India, that summons may be sent by sending a letter to the chief officer of the corporation in India by registered post. In which case, the service shall be deemed to have been effected when the letter would arrive in ordinary course of post. So, in the ordinary course of post, in which this letter is received, in effect, that is sought, in such case it will be treated that is deemed service. What is deemed service? Suppose the letter sent to the chief officer of the corporation along with the summons, that is not returned. That is not returned. Or within a reasonable time, it should be deemed that the summons has been served on that corporation. Explanation. In this section, corporation means an incorporated company. Sometimes you find corporation, a body corporate, whether incorporated or not. But here in section 63, it has been explained that corporation means duly incorporated company or other body corporate, and includes a society. Body corporate includes a society registered on the Society Registration Act 1860. Now, service when person summoned cannot be found. Sometimes the person who has been summoned is not found. So, in such case, that service may be effected by delivering a copy of the summons to any adult member of the family, but servant will not be treated as the member of the family. This section 64 provides what it says, where summoned cannot by exercise of due diligence, in spite of all care, in spite of due diligence be found. The summons may be served by leaving one of the duplicate for him with some adult male member of his family, not female member, in adult male member of his family, by leaving one copy of the summons with adult male member of the family, residing with the person who has been summoned, and the person with whom the summons is so left, the person, adult member, the person will be left. That means by leaving a copy of the summons with the adult male member of the family, and if that is left, then it is to be a deemed service. If so required, that person, if so requires, that adult male member will sign a receipt of thereof in the backside, in the reverse of the duplicate. A servant is not a member of the family within the meaning of this section. Procedure when service cannot be effected as before provided. As before provided means by personal service, by delivering a copy or offering a copy, or tendering a copy of the summons. Second, if it cannot be found in spite of diligence, then by leaving one copy of the summons with adult male member of the family. If it is not possible in either of the way, such a summons cannot be served, then what will happen? Section 65 provides, if service cannot be exercised, cannot by the exercise of due diligence be effected as provided in section 62 and 63 or 64. 63 means service of summons on body corporate. The serving officer shall affix one of the duplicate of the summons to some conspicuous part of the house or homestead in which the person summoned ordinarily resides. That is, personal service of summons cannot be made. Then, for service of summons on the adult male member of the family could not be made, or in case corporation, the service could not be made. In such case, A copy of the summons will be left in a conspicuous part of the house or the homestead in which the person summoned ordinarily resides, and thereupon the court, after making such inquiries, here only one copy is left at the conspicuous part. Duplicate serving officer shall affix one copy of the summons in a conspicuous part of the house where the person who has been summoned was residing, or in which was summoned ordinarily resides, and thereupon the court, after making inquiry, making inquiry means after examining the serving officer, making as it thinks fit, may either declare that the summons has been duly served or order fresh service. The court, after making inquiry, may either declare that the summons will be service of summary is sufficient, or may direct that further step be taken for service of summons. Service of government servant. Sometimes government servant is an accused in a case or witness in a case. How summons will be served? Where the person summoned is in the active service of the government. Active service of the government, the court issuing the summons shall ordinarily send it in duplicate to the head of the office in which such person is employed. If he is a government servant, if he is employed in a service of the government only, then summons will be sent in duplicate to the head of the office, and such head shall thereupon cause the summons to be served in the manner provided by section 62. That means by delivering a copy of the summons or offering a copy of the summons and taking the receipt, taking the signature of the summoning, the person who has been summoned on the reverse of the duplicate, and shall return it to the court under his signature with the endorsement required by the section. Such signature shall be evidence of due service. Once the government servant who has been summoned, his signature has been taken on the reverse of the duplicate by the head of the office, and it has been returned to the court, that will be treated as due service. Due service. Now, service of summons outside local limits. Suppose sometimes summons are to be served to a person who is residing outside the local limits of the court. How that will be affected? In such case, such summons will be sent to the court under whose jurisdiction that person is residing. So, and that court will cause the service of the summons. When a court desires that a summons issued by it shall be served at any place outside its local jurisdiction, court desires that summons will be served to a person who is residing outside the local jurisdiction, it shall ordinarily send a summons in duplicate to a magistrate within whose local jurisdiction the person summoned resides. It is not to be civil or junior division, because in criminal procedure code it will be sent to the magistrate. Magistrate without qualifying word. Magistrate means judicial magistrate. It shall be sent to the magistrate in duplicate under whose local jurisdiction the person summoned resides, or to be there served. So when the court desires that the summons will be served on a person who is residing outside the local jurisdiction of the court, it shall send that summons in duplicate to the magistrate under whose jurisdiction that summoning, the person who has been summoned resides. And thereafter he will serve the summons. Proof of service of such cases and where serving officer not present. When a summons issued by a court is served outside its local jurisdiction, how it will serve? It will be sent to the magistrate under whose local jurisdiction that person is residing, and that magistrate will cause the service. And when summons issued by a court is served outside the local jurisdiction, and in any case where the officer who has served a summons is not present at the hearing of the case. Apart from that, sometimes the officer who has served the summons is not present in the hearing. An affidavit purporting to be made before a magistrate that such summons has been served, and a duplicate of the summons purported to be endorsed in the manner provided in section 62 or 64. Affidavit of the magistrate, affidavit of the southern, you see, usually the Nizarat, Nachir, he gives affidavit is given, and a duplicate of the summons purporting to be endorsed in the manner provided in section 62 or 64 by the person to whom it was delivered or tendered or with whom it was left shall be an admissible evidence. So when a summons issued by a court is served outside local jurisdiction, and in any case where the officer who has served a summons is not present at the court at the time of hearing of the case, an affidavit purporting to be made before a magistrate Affidavit means affidavit may be by party or any other person purporting to be made before a magistrate that such summons has been served, and a duplicate of the summons purport to be endorsed in the manner provided in section 62 and 64 by the person to whom it was delivered or tendered or with whom it was left shall be admissible in evidence. Usually you have seen that in affixer service or in service outside the Nazir, the serving officer, so that is process server, swears an affidavit before the Nazir, the process Nazir of the Nizarat. So that will be treated as sufficient evidence for that regarding service. And the statement made therein shall be deemed to be correct unless and until the contrary is proved. If a statement is given by the process server that and so with an affidavit that he has effected the service or affixed the copy of the summons in a conspicuous part of the house where the summoning or the person who is summoned is residing, that will be treated as correct. The affidavit mentioned in this section may be attached to the duplicate of the summons and returned to the court. So the affidavit that will call result. Service of summons on witness by post. You may, if a question is put, can there be a service of summons? Can there be service of summons to accused by post? The answer is no. Only criminal procedure provides that summons may be sent to the witness through post, but not to the accused. So here, section 69 provides, notwithstanding anything contained in the preceding sections of this chapter. In the preceding sections of the chapter means personal service, affixer service is not found. So that is permissible. Notwithstanding anything contained in the preceding section, a court issuing a summons to a witness may, in addition to and simultaneously, either in addition to or simultaneously, with the issue of such summons, direct a copy of the summons to be served by registered court addressed to the witness. So only witness can be summoned through post, but never accused. Accused cannot be summoned through post. Section 69 will provides that when a witness is summoned, the court may, in addition to or simultaneously in issuing summons, before provided means through process server or the other court, may also send the summons by registered post addressed to the witness at the place where he ordinarily resides or carries on business, or ordinarily resides, carries on business, or personally works for him. When an acknowledgement purport to be signed by the witness or an endorsement purport to be made by a postal employee that the witness refuses to take delivery. Suppose the registered post with acknowledgement due, that is an acknowledgement was received by the witness, was signed by the witness, or the postal employee gives a certificate that the person to whom the summons has been sent, the witness to whom the summons has been sent by registered post, refused to receive summons, then the court issuing the summons may declare that the summons has been duly served. Now, warrant of arrest. What is, if a question comes, what is the difference between summons and warrant? Summons means a notice. Summons is usually called a notice, which is sent by a court requiring a person to appear before the court. Warrant is always issued to the police officer, directing the police officer to arrest somebody and to arrest somebody and to produce him before the court. What is that form of arrest? Form of arrest, warrant of arrest, form of warrant of arrest and duration. Similar like summons, every summons must be in writing and duplicate, but a warrant need not be in duplicate. Every warrant of arrest issued by a court under this code shall be in writing, not in duplicate. Warrant shall be in writing, signed by the presiding officer of such court, and shall bear the seal of the court. In case of summons, summons must be in writing, in duplicate. It may be signed by the presiding officer of the court or by such other officer as the Honorable or the High Court has made rules. But here, section 70 provides warrant must be in writing and signed by the presiding officer, not in duplicate. Any other officer cannot sign it, like this summons. Every such warrant shall remain in force until it is cancelled by the court which issued it or until it is executed. So once a warrant has been issued, that will remain in force until it is executed or until it is cancelled. That is section 70. So once warrant has been issued, that will remain in force even for 10 years, 20 years. Suppose the accused has absconded, that will remain in force until it has been withdrawn or it has been executed. Once it has been executed, means the person was arrested and brought before the, before the court. So in such case, the warrant, the warrant, the seizes its force. Power to direct security to be taken. This section 71 that provides bailable warrants. Any court issuing a warrant for the arrest of any person may, in its discretion, direct by endorsement on the warrant itself, endorsement, that if such person executed bond with sufficient duty for his attendance before the court, if such person against whom warrant has been issued, he executes a bond for his attendance before the court at a specified time, and thereafter until otherwise directed by the court, the officer to whom the warrant is directed shall take such security and shall release such person from custody. It is called indirectly available warrant. Where in the court may, while issuing a warrant, may also direct by endorsement in the warrant that if the person is arrested, he may be released from custody on furnishing what? Security. Directed by the court that the officer to whom the warrant is directed shall take such security. On taking security, that is bond, he will be released from custody. The endorsement shall state what? In the endorsement that will be mentioned, the number of the sureties, the amount in which they and person from whose arrest the warrant is issued are to be respectively bound. That what will be number of the amount in which they and the person for whose arrest warrant is issued. That the person against whom warrant has been issued and the surety will to what amount, for what amount they will be bound. The time at which he is to be attended before the court. Whenever security is taken under this section, security is taken, that is bailable warrant, security is taken, the officer to whom the warrant is directed shall forward that bond to the court. Warrant to whom directed? Can warrant be directed to a private person? The answer is no. What it says? A warrant of arrest shall ordinarily be directed to one or more police officers. So warrant will be ordinarily directed to one or police officer. The court issuing such a warrant may, if its immediate execution is necessary, if the court thinks that immediate execution of warrant is necessary and no police officer is immediately available, direct to any other person or persons, and such person or person shall execute the same. Usually warrant is issued to police officer. Once section 72 says warrant will be ordinarily sent to the police officer for execution. When the court finds, court is of opinion that warrant is to be immediately executed, execution is necessary, and no police officer is available, then it may direct any other person to execute the warrant. When a warrant is directed to more officers or persons than one, it may be executed by all. Suppose the warrant has been directed to be executed either by the officer in charge of the police or any sub-inspector of police. So such that warrant may be executed by any of the officer or by any one or more of them. Now 73 pages, warrant may be directed to any person. The chief judicial magistrate or a magistrate of the first class may direct a warrant to any person within his local jurisdiction for the arrest of any escaped convict. Only for arrest of an escaped convict, the chief judicial magistrate or the magistrate first class may issue warrant to any person within his local jurisdiction. Or an escaped convict, proclaimed offender, or of any person who is accused of a non-bailable offence and is evading arrest. This section 73, you may get a objective type question. Can warrant be issued to a private person? Section 72 and 73 are to be read together. When immediate execution of a warrant is usually warrant is to be executed by police. If immediate execution is necessary, court feels immediately necessary, it may direct the execution may be made by any person. 73 provides the Chief Judicial Magistrate or the Magistrate First Class may issue warrant, direct a warrant to any person within his local jurisdiction to arrest. To arrest what? An escaped convict, proclaimed offender, or any person who is accused of non-bailable offence and is evading arrest. Such person shall acknowledge in writing the receipt of the warrant. When such a warrant is issued, any person other than police, then that person will acknowledge the receipt of the warrant and shall execute it if the person for whom arrest it was issued is in or enters on any land or other property under his charge. That means only if that person, if a private person cannot go to the residence of another person to execute the warrant as per section 73. Such person will receive, acknowledge the writing receipt of the warrant and shall execute it if the person for whose arrest it was issued is in or enters either in his house or on his land, is in or enters on any land, other property under his charge. Only in such case, a private person can execute a warrant to arrest an escaped convict, proclaimed offender, and a person who is accused of a non-bailable offence and is evading arrest. The three grounds: accused of non-bailable offence, evading arrest, proclaimed offender, or any person who is escaped convict. So in such case, when warrant is issued a private person, he will acknowledge the writing and he will arrest only when that person is in on his land or is entering on his land or his property, which is under his charge. When the person against whom such warrant is issued is arrested, when that private person makes arrest of that person, he shall be made over with the warrant to the nearest police officer. That private person, soon after arrest, will made over that person to nearest police officer, who shall cause him to be taken before a magistrate having jurisdiction in the case. That person, the private person, will not take the person arrested to the court. That after making arrest, that person will take that person to the nearest police officer, and he will cause him to be taken to the nearest magistrate having jurisdiction in the case, unless security is taken under section. Warrant directed to police. A warrant directed to any police officer may also be executed by any other police officer whose name is endorsed upon the warrant by the officer to whom it is directed or endorsed. Usually, warrants are issued to the officer in charge of the police station. If the officer in charge of the police station puts a name or gives an endorsement, mentioning the name of any other police officer to execute, that gives an authority to that officer to execute the warrant as per the provisions of section 74. What 74 provides? A warrant directed to any police officer may also be executed. That any police officer who has been directed to execute the warrant, that may be executed by any other police officer whose name is endorsed upon the warrant by the officer to whom it is directed. The person who has been directed to execute the warrant, if he endorses that warrant, that mentions the name of any other person to execute by putting an endorsement, then that gives an authority to that police officer to execute it. Notification of substance of warrant. The police officer or other person executing warrant of arrest shall notify the substance thereof to the person to be arrested. At the time of arrest, the police officer or any other person who has been authorized to arrest will notify the arrest to the concerned person to be arrested, and if so required, shall show him the warrant. If he so requires, he will show him the warrant. Persons arrested to be brought before court without delay. Again, section 76, what it provides? The police officer or other person executing warrant. When a police officer executes warrant or any other person executes warrant, shall, subject to the provision of section 72 as to security, without unnecessary delay, bring the person arrested before the court, before which he is required by law to produce such person. Without unnecessary delay, he will bring that person to the court. Provided that such delay shall not in any case exceed 24 hours, excluding the exclusive of the time necessary for the journey. So here, from the place of arrest to the magistrate's court, when arrest may be executed, a warrant of arrest may be executed at any place in India. You should know that when one arrest has been, warrant of arrest has been issued, that may be executed in any place in India. Then warrant forwarded for execution outside jurisdiction. Sometimes warrant is to be executed outside the local jurisdiction of the court. When a warrant is to be executed outside the local jurisdiction of the court issuing it, then such court may, instead of directing the warrant to a police officer within its jurisdiction, forward it to the by post or otherwise to any executive magistrate or district superintendent of police or commissioner of police. When a warrant of arrest is to be executed outside the local jurisdiction of the court, and it is to be sent that, in such case, that court will usually send it to an executive magistrate or district superintendent of police or commissioner of police, with the local limits of whose jurisdiction it is to be executed, and the executive magistrate or district superintendent or commissioner shall endorse the name thereof, endorse his name thereof, and if practicable, cause it to be executed in the manner herein before provided. That is provision. Then the court issuing a warrant under subsection 1 shall forward along with the warrant, when warrant is to be executed outside the jurisdiction of the court, that will be sent to the, what, to whom? To the superintendent of police or executive magistrate or commissioner of police. Along with that warrant, the court issuing a warrant under subsection 1 shall forward along with the warrant the substance of the information against the person to be arrested. Substance of the information to be arrested, together with such documents, if any, as may be sufficient to enable the court acting under section 81 to decide whether bail should or should not be given. That means when warrant of arrest is issued to it will be executed outside the local jurisdiction of the court, then that warrant will be sent to the superintendent of police, commissioner of police, or an executive magistrate. Along with the warrant, the substance of the information, all other documents must be sent to the concerned SP along with the warrant, so that when that person is arrested, that his bail may be considered by the by the chief judicial magistrate or the executive magistrate. Thank you all. In the next class, we will discuss the other provisions.